everyone, I'm Amber. Welcome back to my channel. Um, let's discuss some things. We have some things we need to talk about. I know in my last video I was explaining about how I was experiencing kind of like YouTube burnout, because I was like trying to get all this stuff out and I was having like all these different ideas and I was like only having the weekend to be able to do them because I do work every day of the week, and I recently started school again to obtain my teaching credential. And then there was the holidays. I wanted kind of a mental break. All these things just kind of happened all at once, and everything kind of like fell apart when it came to YouTube. It's not that I didn't enjoy making videos and I didn't want to make videos. I just didn't. And then, like, you were tired, or like I had things going on, and like there was just so many different things that was just happening, and I just didn't do it. And last time I discussed about how I wanted to have a set schedule and maybe put out a video a weekend, and I had been doing that before and it was working well, and then all of a sudden, like, I wanted to, because I was starting YouTube again, I was like, oh, I want to put this out, I want to put this out. And it kind of became that whole thing again of just like burnouts. Like, I need to organize this better and plan this out better. And if I want to take a break, that is okay. If I want to not post for a weekend, that is okay. If I want to do 2 videos a weekend, that is okay. But I need something to just kind of like structure this whole thing. So yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at right now. I obviously like haven't been doing YouTube videos on this channel for very long, and I know that a lot of YouTubers experience like this burnout later on. I think it's just like for me, I was just taking on so much, which is fine, but like you need to take a break and rest. And when you can't take on so much, you got to take care of yourself as well. I mean, I'm the type of person who likes keeping busy, but that doesn't mean I don't like have a moment and it's like, okay, this is too much. So just being able to like structure that better, like it's fine. Like it'll all work out, but like if I'm not able to, then I kind of just like put everything on the back burner, and that's kind of where I was at with a lot of different things. So now that's where I'm at. I want to put out a video at least every weekend, maybe one, maybe two. If I don't get to that weekend, I don't get to that weekend. And the thing is that was frustrating to me is that I wanted to grow my channel and have more people watch, because I'm not the super skilled tech savvy person. I only know so much and I learn only so much um, based on like the apps that I have and who teaches me and this and that. So this is where I'm at. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is I want my channel to be able to just be out there and for people to watch it who want to watch it, and I do want to grow it, but I'm not going to be like upset if I don't get out a video for that weekend because I'm taking care of myself or I don't have the time. And so I want to be on my A game when it comes to putting out videos and stuff like that, and put out good content and get all that stuff going and work hard and yeah, grow my channel. But I don't want to freak out doing it. So yeah, that is where I'm at. I hope you all understand. I know I only have like a few subscribers, but I hope you understand. And let's just get into this video. This video, I've been planning it since last weekend and I didn't get to it. So here's the video. I hope you enjoy. This is my movie review on Fallout. So, Fallout was a very interesting movie. I feel like there's not a lot of movies. I mean, more recently, yes, but still, there's not a lot of movies in regards to school shootings. I know it's a very particular topic, and it's like you have to be careful when, obviously, you're talking about it or you're portraying a movie about something that happened or you're even just making a movie about it, um, just about the subject of it, like it's tricky. So this movie is about a school shooting, and there's two girls who are in the school bathroom, and they end up hearing the shooting, and end up being safe in the school bathroom, and they hide there and they experience the trauma and the PTSD and the anxiety after the shooting. It didn't show anybody getting shot. It didn't show any of those scenes. Um, there was an individual who ran into the bathroom and was covered in blood, but it was because his brother died in his arms. But like shortly after the shooting started, the police got there, so those girls were safe. That individual was safe, and it's about these two girls. But it's also about this guy as well, who was there with them. And these two girls are the most unlikely of girls to be friends. Like, there's one who's like popular. She dances. She's played by Maddie Ziegler from Dance Moms. And I think like she's really grown into her own. Like, she's a really great actress. I sometimes I feel like she's very like stoic, but I'm just like, it works for her. The other one is I forget her name, but she was like in Disney Channel originally. But she's like recently like come out in what is it? In You, she came out. She came out in what was it? Yes Day, with Jennifer Gardner. So like I can't remember her name, but she is like she's just blossomed. I feel like she's this really really wonderful actress, beautiful young lady who like she can portray so many different characters, and in this one she's like more tomboyish. She's like she knows things, but at the same time like she hasn't experienced many things. She kind of just goes she has her own like way of just living life in a very chill way. No rush for things, but at the same time like it makes her kind of an outsider, and like she doesn't get to like experience fully what this other girl or has or might have already experienced. So it's really interesting. And they become best friends, and at one point they become kind of lovers, because they both like understand one another and everything, but at the end of the day they like just understand each other, so like they are just like it's that friendship, it's that love, it's that bond. And like it's funny because like the same scene where like they end up together, like 5 seconds later we switch to another scene where she like I don't remember their names. I think it was Dea, something like that. She the one who's more tomboy, she ends up like kissing the guy who was in the bathroom with them. So she's trying to figure out things, and she's got a lot going on. And I think that's she portrays a character that's very human, that she's just going through all this stuff, experiencing all this stuff, making mistakes, being a teenager who's also been through this traumatic thing. And I think it was just very honest and very endearing in that way, because it's like yeah, she knows she's not doing things that are right. She knows she's making mistakes, but she's been through something. And like she's just trying to figure everything out, and not a lot of people like know what's going on with her. And she's like kind of like not really wanting to accept help, but like there's people who are like persistently trying to be there for her and help her, and they might not understand or be doing the best things for her, but at least they're there. And I think what this movie really showed was on the opposite side of the spectrum. uh the girl who plays the girl who's acted by Maddie, she doesn't have her parents around, and she's at home and alone, and she's scared, and her parents are off like in New York or something, and she's at home drinking wine, like that's what she was accustomed to. And like she's very much like, even though she's like popular, she's very much like on her own, really like hang out with like friends, maybe even like even at school she's just kind of like this secluded person who's also popular, which is very interesting. And then like when she's at home, she's just keeping to herself and going to dance class. Like that's basically it. But like her parents, she has two dads, and like they're painters and they're artists, and they go out, and like she's kind of like this little artist herself with her dance and being able to express herself through that. And she's kind of lost that because of this trauma that she's been through, and she doesn't want to go to dance. And so she's like at home, you know just living that solitude life after this happened. And um she ends up getting in contact with the other girl in the bathroom, and it's like, can you come over? Like, like she needs someone, she's craving someone, the other person's craving someone, because even though she has all these people around her who are there for her, she doesn't feel like she can talk to them and they can understand her, and she doesn't want to be a burden. She doesn't want to talk about what happened either. She just kind of wants like that friend there. Like she just wants someone there who gets it and not really like talk about it so much. It's just kind of like, I want you here, and around me and in my presence. So I think the movie does a really good job at showing like both sides of that, in very unique ways that are not just like typical. Like I don't understand how they would be typical, but like they're not what you think they would be. And so she they end up going over to the girl who plays Maddie's place. And like they're just like they're experimenting, they're figuring things out, they're drinking, they're doing drugs, they're like doing all these different things. They're talking, they're hanging out, they're like just trying to figure out life. And it's this way where it's not bad, but like obviously they're teenagers and they're doing drugs and drinking, but like it's more sort of like just like trying to cope with what is happening and figure it out. But they know that like this can't be forever, that eventually they need to figure things out and do better for themselves. And I think they're just like two girls who are just kind of like stuck, and like, I'm sorry, my fish going crazy. Um and don't know how to figure things out, but this is all they know right now. And they're just kind of taking it step by step. And then like in the end, the other girl, she ends up like telling her parents like, I did this, I did that, and I know I was wrong, but I just didn't know what to do. And the mom is like, it's a lot for her, but she's like, okay. I think it's the mom from what is it from? I think it is from what is that? That show. Oh my goodness, I'm losing the name. This always happens. Uh, it's that one show where they have like the parents, and like then they have like the three kids, and one is by like, what's her name, Sarah something, uh who plays her, and then there's this other girl, and then there's the boy, and then there's the gay couple who have this little girl that they adopted. Is it Family Matt? No, it's not. No, Modern Family. Modern Family. Okay. Yes. So the mom is her, and like she's just, I think she played the mom wonderfully. Like she's like desperately like trying to get her kid to like talk to her, but at the same time like get her to be able to continue on with life. She doesn't know like how to help her, but she wants to be there to help her. It's just like figuring all that out. And like so she's like very like both sides of what a mom is, like understanding, but at the same time it's like, I want you to be okay. Please be okay. So like she's like pushing her to go to school and everything, and it's hard, but it's like not malicious at all, or like her trying to be mean at all. um and then like she has the best friend who was like her prior best friend, and like he takes on this like role of like, I want to be like this advocate in the face of like what happened, and like make sure that this doesn't happen again. And at first like it feels like a little bit like too much. It's like, oh. And then he actually starts doing like all this good, and like he really wants his friend to be on board, but they're like on two opposite sides of the spectrum. Like he is like, I experienced this, but like I didn't see it and I didn't really hear it. So it's like, like I just don't want it to happen again. Whereas she, who probably would be the better option to talk about this, but is not because she's going through her own thing, was more in the forefront of it, and is just kind of like, no. So that affects the relationship a lot. And then there's the other guy who ends up being like one of her friends, and like a person that she can confide in and go to and everything. But he lost his brother, so there's she's going through that, and like they're just all like being there for one another, figuring things out. I think it's a beautiful movie at the end. Like you think everything is okay, you think, all right, we're getting somewhere, maybe she's gonna go to therapy, she's like, she has her best friend and the girl and everything, they're all good, everything's fine. And then like she gets a text message, like an alert about the shooting and how many people died, and like the final, like, I guess, where like they're just like, this is like the final news that we found out about all this stuff. And it shows her crying, and you can hear her crying, and it just makes your heart like just fall into a million pieces. At first I was just like, this can't be the end, like this can't. But I understand why. It's like she finally gave into that. She's finally like reached that point of like, I am going to grieve, I am going to go through this and allow myself to cry and go through this, because I haven't been able to sleep. And like, oh my goodness, like there's just so many moments where it's like people and like the parents are being so understanding, and they're like, you know what, like you went through something, like we're figuring it all together. And there's like people who make mistakes, there's this, there's that, like it just feels so natural, even though it's this unnatural thing. And I liked how like it felt real. That's the word, it felt real. And I really, really, really appreciated that with this movie, and I thought it came together wonderfully. And like you don't know what's gonna happen next with these girls, but you feel like a sense of peace that like, okay, like they finally are acknowledging this is it. The girl goes back to dance, like we're going somewhere now. Like things are getting better, but they need to like feel it before they get better. The only thing was Shailene Woodley as the therapist was a little weird at first. But that was interesting. But then they were like starring Shailene Woodley, and it's like it wasn't starring her, but okay. Um, so that was interesting. And then also like the therapist like talking to the mom about like some stuff that was going on was kind of like, no, you said it was confidential. Like I get it. Like, you know, like she's your kid, but like I don't know. Like there was just something weird about that. So yeah, the sister, her bond with the sister, I feel like I'm mainly talking about the girl whose parents are there, and she's a little bit more like a tomboy and everything. But like her bond with her sister, like is, you can tell it's really close. And then like the parents, like like they're there, but then they weren't there in the beginning, and then they're learning to be more there. Like it just felt like a very, like it all came together kind of movie, but then it's also like the beginning of something. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the movie. Go check it out. It's on HBO Max. And yeah, it was just really good, and I felt like it was a really interesting portrayal of all this and mental issues and school shootings, and like, yeah, I think it's a great watch. So yeah, check it out. Oh my goodness, I forgot to do my outro. I also wanted to say about the length of the videos, like they are how they are. I'm trying, but like if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I hope you can stay and watch, and if you made it to the end, hi. But then also bye. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll hope to see you all real soon. Bye.